Michael, can you explain what's just happened this afternoon?
Well, we lost 3 goals in 5 minutes. Crazy spell in the game. We're so comfortable in the game. We're 3 up, and I said to the players, if you can go to 3, you can go and win the game 4 or 5. We stopped doing what we had got us in that position. I felt, we started playing passes that are a little bit unnecessary. The first 2 goals are very poor, very individual errors involved in those, and then suddenly it's game on. And look, again, cross from the right hand side that we don't do well enough to stop, and the game goes to 3 each. So incredible, really, that we could lose through 3 goals in that space of time. But once we lose that first one, we just look a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous, and obviously then we threw the game away.
You spoke after the games against Sheffield United and Millwall where you said it was a concern to let the lead slip. Is it quite alarming now?
Of course it is, yeah. We're not going to get away from the fact when you're 3-0 up you should win the game, there's no doubt about that. But we didn't, so we've got to address that. We've got to look at why that happens. We've got to get, I think it's more a mentality thing than anything else, to be honest. It's not a tactical thing. We're making mistakes at bad moments in games, and one mistake then leads to another because confidence seems to be a little bit weak, and ultimately then a game that you're comfortable in, obviously you hand the initiative to the opposition, and we've done that in recent weeks.
It's the quick fine nature of the goals as well, which was quite frustrating.
Of course, yeah. Look, you never like to lose goals. 3 and 5, 6 minutes is ridiculous, really, if I'm honest. And we can only address it. We do have young defenders in there, and at this minute in time they're learning the hard way a little bit as well. But that's the nature of this league. You will be tested. But today, obviously, it was very difficult to watch in that period because we couldn't seem to get ourselves back and make ourselves resilient again. And ultimately, then we have to go and chase the game at 3 to try and win the game.
What can you do to get through this difficult spell?
Just got to keep working. For me, it's all about trusting the process, and that's what we try to do. Concentrate on the performance. For long periods of the day, the performance was good, but equally, we've got to look why when we have these periods in games that we fall out of the game a little bit, or the opposition are always going to have some period of the game, but when they do, you have to make sure that obviously you don't concede at that point in time. And for us, obviously, we're conceding far too easily.
You've got back-to-back away games now before the international break. What sort of characteristics will you be looking from your side?
The same that we're looking for every week, that they're resilient, that they show a good level of performance, that their energy levels are good, that their quality of play is good, and that they have a mentality to when they're ahead in games to see the game out.